Buried in the Mifepristone decision, he announced this Friday afternoon, as I mentioned at the start of the program, this Judge Matthew Kacsmaryk. At the same time, a federal district judge in Washington state, Thomas O. Rice, ruled the exact opposite. He said Mifepristone is safe, it's effective, and he ordered the Food and Drug Administration not to do anything other than maintain the status quo, which means that Mifepristone continues to be legal in 17 states. Now, isn't it bizarre that there are only 17 states controlled by Democrats where Mifepristone and abortion are legal right now? I mean, that's pretty shocking. I'm guessing that those states control or have the majority of the U.S. population, but I have to look at the numbers. But California, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, these are real high population states. But on the other hand, there's a lot of people in Texas and Florida. But I believe that the majority of America, in terms of population, abortion is still available and whatnot. But in the majority of states, it's not. So anyhow, what's fascinating about this decision from Kacsmaryk, well, first of all, with regard to the Mifepristone, Brett Kavanaugh wrote a concurring opinion in the Dobbs opinion in which he explicitly said that, yeah, we're overturning Roe, but this should not limit abortion in the states that want to keep it legal. In other words, this was an endorsement of the whole, states are laboratories of democracy argument. But what has been almost completely overlooked by the mainstream media is that buried in Kacsmaryk's decision, this federal judge in Texas who wants, at Friday of this week, the FDA to ban Mifepristone. And they have a couple of choices. The FDA can just ignore him because he does not, the judge does not have the power to order enforcement. The Biden administration can ignore him. What's probably going to happen is, because we have two dueling opinions, one out of Washington State, which is the Ninth Circuit, one out of Texas, which is the Fifth Circuit. They'll both get appealed to the circuit courts. The circuit courts will probably have different findings. The Ninth will probably say, oh, yeah, it's fine. And the Fifth will probably go along with Judge Kacsmaryk. And then it goes to the U.S. Supreme Court. And all that could happen in a matter of months, or all that could take a year or two. We'll see. But that said, what is largely missing from the debate, the discussion, from everybody knowing what's going on, is that buried in this decision is fetal personhood. The judge in the decision quotes an amicus brief by John Finnis and Robert George, saying that, quote, nothing in the Constitution or in our nation's legal traditions authorizes the court to adopt a theory of life that states are required to regard fetuses as lacking even the most basic human right to live. In other words, as soon as an egg is implanted, as soon as an egg is fertilized, under this ruling, it is a human being. And to abort it, even before it's implanted, or to prevent it from implanting, which IUDs do, is murder. I mean, if this decision stands, this has huge implications.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 202-808-9925.
And I don't know how everybody missed it. I mean, it's in the decision in two different places.